Recording in progress. Very good. So what is dash? Directly attached storage. So what is this dash? First is dash means directly attached storage. So what is directly attached storage? You have a PC and you have a hard disk in a PC. So that is called a dash only. You have a server. In the server you have a direct hard disk is there. So that is called a dash only. Okay. So it is like dash. Very simple to configure, no expansion and all. But it is a isolated. Means if anybody want to put some data in it or through directly network without server interference, so you want to put some data inside or maybe I want to access the data, it is not much flexible. Lot of permissions by server operating system, okay, and server busy, server their own work, so a lot of things are there. So dash is for a independent systems or a independent servers only. So that is a dash, directly attached storage. Next, NAS. NAS is a centralized storage. NAS and SAN are centralized storages. DAS is like a local storage. DAS is like a local storage. NAS is a centralized storage, and SAN is a also centralized storage. Like for any small organizations or small enterprises, or prefer NAS, network attached storage. Okay, NAS means network attached storage, which is very simple to understand. NAS is, this is my server. Okay, first of all I will tell a dash. Okay, this is my server or a machine. Okay, I have a motherboard, and now I have a hard disk. So we connect a hard disk or SSD, right? We connect a hard disk or SSDs to the machine, right? So that is called a dash, directly attached storage. Okay, but very simple difference between dash and NAS. So you want to store the data, you have to come to the server. But if you have a shared folder, think like you have a shared folder from remotely, from my remotely, means through the network, I access the shared folder, access the shared folder from my remote machine, and I store the data. I access the shared folder and store the data from here without going to that machine. Or maybe from this machine also I am accessing the shared folder and accessing the data simply by sharing. So this technique we call it as a NAS, network attached storage. For our first fun understanding, like you know the sharing, right? Already you done a sharing from one machine, access from other machine. So that is a simple sharing. But actually, in a real time, it is like this. There is a some centralized storage, means storage disk. Like this one is a one example I told. First of all, second one is you have a disk bay, means storage bay is there. Like I already told, iSCSI box. Okay, so these are a hard disk, physical hard disk only. In this hard disk, I created a folder. In this hard disk, I created a folder. Okay, in this folder I given a permission to users to access with my server permission. So I become very simply a file server. For example, I am a file server. Through the file server I created a rule who can able to access who can't able to access which protocol they should use to access the data in this folder. Okay, like that I create a lot of folders in the drives. Okay, and I shared those folders using a different protocols, so users can able to access with their permission, means security permission, and as well as a protocol using a file server. So how we are accessing through network only, normal network only, so we don't require any special network. So that is a main is NAS, centralized storage. Centralized storage with a NAS, network attached storage. If you see this diagram, this is the file server, this is the storage bay. Through the regular Ethernet network, we can able to access. It is not much expansive like a SAN and expansive as a DAS. But advantage is, what is the advantage? It is central location. Anybody can able to access without depending upon server health condition. Okay, is a storage that is attached to dedicated storage and access through network share. Access through network share. I will put it, but compulsory you have to go through the PPTs. Guys, just for easy, I am putting these things here. Okay, both are need. Take the topic and search for belongs to it. Okay. So in a NAS, important thing is we are accessing files only. Just we are storing a file and we are accessing a file or a folder wise. Okay. So we are putting the data into remote PC as a file and we are accessing a file only. To do that one, so that is called a file level access. What is file level access? You put a file and you are accessing a file, you are deleting a file or you're modifying a file or a folder, simply files. Okay, so that is called a file level access, and we use a protocols called NFS and CIFS. Protocols are generally used to access the NAS storages ethernet through ethernet. So that is, you should remember that one. So what we use here, access through Ethernet network only. That is a main. Next one is SAN. What is SAN? Anybody? Storage area network. Storage area network. What is storage area network? Storage area network only. So we'll go see here. It is little bit complex one. Storage area network is complex, faster than a NAS and NAS, and it is isolated and very costlier. Centralized storage, of course, and it is very costlier. Okay, so we can implement this NAS by using a fiber channel or iSCSI disk only. Same thing like storage base. NAS switches, storage devices are there. So sorry, here is a little bit different. These are the servers to maintain the access of storage, switches to connect to the storage devices like a storage base only, like iSCSI storage base or a disk connectors, just a disk connectors only. Okay, so using some applications we can manage this thing. So I will give you that example also. Okay, it is highly expensive but very redundant and very faster in that one. So we use fiber channel to access fiber channel, or also we can use iSCSI if you there. So mainly fiber channels. So using fiber channel we are connecting. So what is that fiber channel also I will put it. Okay, so these are the fiber optical cables. These are the fiber optical cables. These are a HBA, okay, host bus controller, okay, sorry, host bus adapter. So this is the just an adapter fiber optical connection. We can connect it and we can insert into the server when you are connecting. So if you see, this is the storage array. So we put a hard disk into this one. This is fiber optical switches, and this is the host switch. So when you are connecting to the server, to our SAN switches, okay, so we must require that host bus controllers and a fiber optical cables. Why fiber optical cables? Anybody? Why fiber optical? Why not our normal Ethernet? Why fiber optical? Very good. Very fast, like a 10 Gbps, 20 Gbps, very high speed data transmission. Why fiber optical we are using here? Very high speed data transmission. Okay. So here, simple. Want to change? I want to change little bit here. So this is my file server again. I'm changing. So this is my file server only, or I'm managing. This is the server which manage this one, or some software we use it. So we can remove this one also. Okay. So this is my storage bay. It means where my put a hard disk. In this one, I will take a small part. For example, this is my server, another server. Okay, it need some storage. Normally, for booting OS, we have a SSD. So OS related server files, settings, everything stored here. But server want to store some data, like my this is my web server. Think like best example is web server. Web server having web pages. Where you want to store the data in web pages, so separate folder, separate drive. So what I'm doing is, I'm a server. Here what I do, so I will create a space here. So how much space I want, for example 100 GB drive required by S1. So what I done, I create a 100 GB from the drive, and I send like I told a story in a iSCSI, same thing only. But little bit different, like iSCSI switches, fiber optical cables kind of stuff. So that's the thing. So this 100 GB space is connected to this server as a hard disk. This is my 100 GB hard disk space. 100 GB disk is connected, like this is the space, disk space here, but here it is a disk. Remotely it store. What are the data we store here? Data stores here only. So that is a SAN, how it is function. Like you can create a disk in your using your SAN software in the storage, and assign the storage to your servers, usually servers. Okay, so what are the web server related data I store here? The data actually stores here only. So I will take the red color. So the data stores in the this hard disk, but actually data stores in this central location only. So this is how SAN works. But there, don't use this kind of network. What is this network? Ethernet network. They don't use it. They use a fiber optical connections directly. Fiber optical switch is there. Through the fiber optical switch, will connect it, because faster data communication is required. Otherwise what happen? I uploaded a data to YouTube, right? So it will take little bit time and upload it. Okay, I'm accessing lot of data from the Google. So data should be stored someplace, right? I'm accessing my Gmail account, or maybe accessing some Amazon. So what happened, if I use a fiber optical cable instead of sorry, so if I'm not using fiber optical cable instead of Ethernet cable, so like that. So what happened, Ethernet is very slower, fiber optical very fast. Okay, so if I use Ethernet, I will open my Amazon now. Tomorrow I have to check it. Day after tomorrow I have to add to cart, and another day I have to pay the amount. So that much time it will take, right? So that is the main thing. Next, so these are FC channels are connected from your host bus. Next one is HBA, host bus adapter. Okay, host bus adapter. Okay, fiber optical cables we can connect, like you have a PC or a server. So if in case by default the motherboard don't have a fiber optical adapter, so you can insert that adapter and connect your server to your fiber optical switch. So what is that adapter? HBA. Okay, yeah. So that is a host bus adapter. Next, if in case I have a server, but my network is Ethernet network, so I don't have any fiber optical connections are there. So then we have to use FCOE. It means fiber optical channel. So fiber channel over Ethernet. Fiber channel over Ethernet. So that is 5 FCOE. It means actually your switch is normal switch and your server is a fiber optical one. So using FCOE adapters, so then we can able to connect it. Okay, just for terminology's purpose only. Okay, if in case when you hear this kind of stuff, you can do it. And also when you have a time, evening or a tomorrow morning or any time. Okay, so what you do, so such how it is look like HBA. Okay, how, what is a host bus controller, because these are all very important in a data centers. So this is a HBA, host bus controller. See, this is a dual channel. It's a two fiber optical channels. You can we can able to connect it. Okay, so the lot of terminologies and other things also there. Okay. That is there showing a t-shirts kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, you can buy chase from the Amazon.com also. Amazon.in is there or not, I don't know. So, see, here it is. This is my the server, VMware host, HBA connector, and connected to switch and to storage bay. So you don't need to know everything in a starting, and just you have to go through one by one. Not required. So start looking at. This is normal NIC. This is normal NIC. This is the fiber optical channel NIC. So that's the difference. See? Okay. So this is about your SAN, storage area network. NAS, network attached storage, access through Ethernet connector, normal faster Ethernet or any Ethernet. It's a file level access. Use a protocol called NFS, NFS and CAFS. SAN is a storage area network. We use fiber optical channel or iSCSI. So protocols. So one of the protocol is iSCSI. Okay, and we use a fiber optical channel anyway. So then we should use fiber optical cables compulsory, and to connect a server to the switch, fiber optical switches kind of stuff. So we need a HBA, means adapters may require. And if you are connecting fiber optical to any Ethernet connections we require, we need a FCOE adapters. Next, applications or servers. For a SAN is one of the famous is NetApp. One of the famous one is NetApp. NetApp is an application or a server or a virtual appliances. Actually, it is virtual appliance. It's like a virtual machine is also there. Okay, of course, server installation of application is there. So you can put an, yeah, and some more applications are there. This is one of the famous in a NetApp. Okay, so we have a NetApp server. It is a box like a switch connectors and a storage base. Okay, we have to connect it and we can manage it. So whenever you have a time, so then also you can try. So these are data centers. Okay, data storage, so storage devices, and of course for storage maintenance, IBM storage also there. IBM, so which is we removed recently from PPTs. Okay, so IBM storage systems also there. Uh, for, okay, so these are the different names of devices. IBM is also a very big company, so then IBM related storage applications also there. Applications or appliances are there. Virtual appliances are different, and appliance are different. Appliance means machine. Virtual appliance means virtual machine. Okay, so both are there. So both appliances and virtual appliances are there. Okay, in NetApp, it is directly appliance. It is a machine, means it's like a look like a computer. But okay, so that is another one more point in a SAN. I told it is a block level storage. So what is this block level storage? Also, it is we will discuss that one. So what is this block level storage? If I access something like a file, like a here I have a file. If I access this file, so this is a maxing file. I'm storing a file here. Okay, but okay, so this is my drive. This is my e drive, and in my e drive I have a folder and I have a data inside. So I'm accessing the data and I'm putting the data as a file. That is called a file level access. In a NAS we use a protocols called SMB and CAFS to access the files, right? But in a SAN we don't access the files here, we don't access the data, we access the disk. We access the disk like a block. Okay, instead of saying a disk, we say it is a block. We access a block directly connected to our hard disk, not physically connected. Through remotely we are connecting to our physical machine, but it is like a hard disk only. It is connected like this. So if you see my disk 1, it is connected. If you see disk 1 or disk 0, it is connected like a physical hard disk. It's look like a physical hard disk only. Okay, but disk is the place. So that is called a block level storage. File level means file type, access. Block level means block is attached. In that block you can store the data. You can in the block you can store the data. Okay, so that is a very important part is block level storage, file level storage, like that. So even though if you go to the cloud part, also same thing, like Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, it is a file level storage. Whatever you store, it is stored as a file only. So you're accessing directly files. Okay, and there is a another service is like a block level storage is there. So that is means you can attach a block to your virtual machines in that inside a cloud. So that's why I'm specifically telling that. NAS, file level storage. SAN, iSCSI. SAN, iSCSI, block level storage. NAS and SAN, centralized storage. DAS, local storage. DAS is a local storage. Disk is attached directly to the server. That's a simple DAS. NAS, access the data through the network using a protocol called NFS or a CFS. It is a file level storage. SAN, mostly we use a fiber optical channels. Directly storage devices connected through the FC switches to servers, and it is a block level storage. It is expensive than a NAS, but faster and high, good in a performance wise, also very good compared to NAS. It is recommended for a enterprises solutions. And also, if you want to know, so in the PPT I already given a Wikipedia link, and also you can pull up these things. So you can just like this, you can get some more information from it. Okay, I prepared these PPTs. Don't worry. Okay, so this is the difference between NAS, SAN, and this like that. This is about fiber channels and all kind of stuff. This is about iSCSI. Yesterday I explained iSCSI target and initiators, same as this one. So don't worry about it. These are all not much required. So, but if you want, you can just read it. But what I covered the point, that is a very important, very basic points. So only one thing, we don't have a time now. Time is passing. So last one in the storage is, for me it is a ride concept, but we need a time to understand. So that's why we should take a break. Okay.